jacks with one card to come. It's an ace on the river, and Christy Gazes is going to double through.
And with more than 700,000 in chips, she's no longer a convenient target. She's a factor.
726,000 to be exact for Christy Gazes. Meanwhile, Ross Boatman is all in with an ace-9 offsuit, and action now has come around to Gus Hansen.
I probably shouldn't do this.
No, he definitely shouldn't.
I shouldn't do this.
Every time he says that, though, he does it, doesn't he?
Well, look at that. Hansen's the only one with a heart in his hand.
It gives me a chance.
It does give him a chance. Boatman up out of his chair.
It's very close right now, I think.
And a 9.
Great card for Boatman. Now Hansen will need a heart. Otherwise, Boatman will double through. That's it.
And Ross Boatman has doubled up. He'll have almost 300,000 in chips. Gus Hansen, meanwhile, will take a bit of a hit. He'll fall under 500,000, under the chip average. Back at our feature table, you'll see that Curly Seal is missing. He has been moved in order to balance the tables. He's currently playing out in the field. Action folding around to black.
Raise 36.
And he's going to raise to 36,000 with that King 5 offsuit. And now Michael Ishmael
Make it 100.
will make it 100,000 with that King 9 offsuit.
And that's a pretty bold play, but he's playing position, not the cards. And speaking of cards,
Hashem, ace queen.
this is a tough spot for Hashem. Normally, the ace queen looks great, but he's already seen a raise and a re-raise. And he folds, and you can't blame him.
So Ishmael is going to take this one down. He has been very quiet for a while.
Had to either push or fold. You call all in? There? Your hand good enough to call all in? Yes.
No.
I figured.
Lies.
A pack of lies.
All in.
And the Aussie native outplays the hometown legend.
You look pretty confident.
Well, Hashem misreads there, and it may have cost him a chance to get back in this thing. More to come from the Crown and the Aussie. Welcome back to the 2007 Aussie Millions, presented by FullTiltPoker.net. Well, a new milestone has been set here. The first player to break the 2 million chip mark is Mark Karam.
Fantastic position for the young pro, but he can't get complacent. It's time to put the hammer down.
And a big hand developing at another table as Gus Hansen and Ross Boatman have hooked up again. And Ross Boatman is moving all in, and he's really outclassed here.
These two seem to meet a lot in the middle of the pot. This time, Gus Hansen, prohibitive favorite with a set of sixes. Ross Boatman will need running cards to stay in the Aussie Millions.
So we come to the turn, and Ross Boatman knowing he's in trouble, and now it is over. The turn card spelling the end for Ross Boatman. He is knocked out by Gus Hansen. Not a bad payday, though. He will earn $40,000 Australian.
That's about 32,000 U.S. currency.
And Gus, meanwhile, will add to his stack. He's now over the million chip mark, and that is bad news for the remaining 25 players. Meanwhile, back at our feature table, Joe Hashem, well behind the field right now. He has got to make a move soon. And a new player at the table, Dennis Huntley of Australia. He is a sheep farmer.
You know how these poker players have little chip protectors? Huntley uses a pot of mint jelly.
That was bad.
See what happens this time.
Meantime, Joe Hashem with an ace-4 offsuit.
I raise. The only half hands that I get is when I'm in this position.
He'll make a 35,000.
Hashem almost apologizing for his raise. It's another blind versus blind situation, and you know the right play is to raise with almost anything. Hashem has actually picked up a hand, but so has Busquets.
How much you got?
219.
Never a great feeling when you're a short stack and a guy asks you how much you got.
I raise.
And so Busquets will now, it appears, put Hashem all in.
Well, that's enough.
If he chooses to call.
Yes. And he will not.
So,
That was an S.
I could be in front, I'm telling you.
Believe it or not, you were in front, Joe.
Ace 3.
Ace 3? Mother.
Did he have ace-3, he said? He's naughty. But I like him.
Well, Buzka is just completely unaffected by Hashem's woofing at him.
Can't believe that I'm actually laughing. Shouldn't be crying.
Not the best of days for Hashem. And Hashem, an ace-10 offsuit, and he'll make it 35,000. Busquets goes away, so does Black.
Ooh, big hand in the small blind.
Raise.
And Ishmael will
80,000.
count out a raise, 80,000. Huntley will let this go away. And now Hashem with another decision to make.
45 more to make.
This is a tough decision. Ace-10 doesn't beat a lot of
Is
hands.
it pure regression, or do you actually have something?
Yeah, I've got something.
That was vague enough.
Can't possibly have this many hands, man.
Call, let's see the flop.
All right. You talk me into it.
So he does make the call. 45,000 more to him, and he catches on the flop.
Hashem went from being badly dominated to taking the lead here, but looks like the pre-flop raiser, Ismail, is going to continue.
160.
160,000.
And that represents all of Joe Hashem's remaining chips. The glasses have come off.
And the agony has begun.
Middle pair. No flush draw. Could his opponent have a king here? Could he have a pair of jacks? Or is he merely on some sort of draw or a pure bluff? All these options going through Joe Hashem's mind.
Trying to find something in the face of Ishmael. He's already invested 80,000.
Joe Hashem got what he was looking for on the flop. He hit his 10. Moreover, if he wants to win this tournament, 135,000, which is what he has left, isn't much to work with.
Oh, but he gives it up. So Joe Hashem, the local favorite here, really going through some tough times on this day. Hashem has been crippled. He's down to only 135,000 chips after laying down what was the better hand against Michael Ishmael. Tough day for Joe. The action was fast and furious tonight at the Aussie Millions.
One after the other. Boom, boom.
We're down to 25 players. From top
I
pros
probably shouldn't do this.
Should I give the fans what they want?
to brash newcomers.
I'm exciting for the TV.
Can a woman win the whole thing?
The girl went to more than one, so she started crying.
Or will a hometown hero pull off a comeback for the ages?
Can't believe that I'm actually laughing. Shouldn't be crying.
For Michael Koenig, I'm Barry Tompkins. See you